It's Judgment Night on Channel 5. Troy Williamson defends his British Super Welterweight Championship against the pretty boy Josh Kelly. Who wins? Find out Friday, December the 2nd, 9 p.m, live and free on Channel 5.
Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social, delighted to be joined, I think for the first time on camera. I think we spoke off camera before. Alex Krassyuk. Alex, we're here. Tyson Fury, Derek Chisora. Obviously, big implications if for whoever wins this for your boy Oleksandr Usyk. But talk about this fight. Do you see this? A lot of the media, not the media, fans were saying they weren't really interested in this fight. It was a trilogy no one asked for. But as it's got a bit closer, I think people are starting to get a little bit more excited about it. What's your opinion on the main event, first of all?
So, first of all, let's divide it into three parts. First, commercial part.
Yeah.
If tickets are sold, if pay-per-views are sold, if advertising is at place, why shouldn't it happen?
Yeah.
So, this is number one. Number two, Tyson Fury keep claiming that he needs a tune-up fight before fighting Usyk. That's what he's been saying for the last half year. Before fighting, even when we had the scheduled fight for December, he was saying that he needs at least a sparring or whatever, shadow boxing on TV.
Even before the December one?
Yeah. He was saying that he needs a tune-up fight because his last fight was with Dillian White, and it was a long time ago. He needs to put himself in proper shape. So that's number two. And number three, sports side. Well, we've seen them fighting already 2 times.
Yeah.
The trilogy that nobody was asking for. But Tyson was asking for the trilogy if he chose this opponent. Second thing, you should never underestimate Chisora.
100%.
He might not win, but he might bring some severe damage to your body.
Yeah.
And he might break all your plans. If he breaks your rib, he breaks your nose, he breaks your ear, whatever, you are out of a big fight. You must be really cautious. Even though you are declared the winner, you can just stay for a couple months recovering from this fight. That's very dangerous, man.
Derek Chisora is quite a rare breed. He's had double-figure losses, but he still manages to get these big fights and these headlines because he's in exciting fights, and you know very well he isn't going to come and tiptoe around this ring. He's going to go straight for Tyson. How much do you admire Derek and what he's done for the sport of boxing? Because over here, he's sort of gone from zero to hero since he got himself more in shape and put on better performances.
So, first time I heard about Derek Chisora was when he was supposed to fight Vladimir Klitschko. Yeah, and that was, I've been in boxing for a while before, but that was like my surprise. Who is he fighting? Derek who? Derek Chisora. Where's he coming from?
Yeah.
He's from England. Oh my goodness, I never heard of him. So that was my first time. It happened like, I don't know, 15 years ago, something like that.
It's a while back now.
Yeah, but then no one knew Derek Chisora, but just remember what he did afterwards. Well, it didn't look really proper. But he had his next fight with Vitaly Klitschko. He slapped him on the way in. Whoa! The whole world was like, "What? This man is not. He's not a polite man. He's not right. He's not doing right things." Then he comes into the ring, and he splits the water to Vladimir's face. What? How can you do? How can you stand it? Yeah, act number two, negative. Then after the fight, well, he lost the fight. No one can recall what kind of fight it was. It was one-sided fight. Vitaly just overboxed him. 12-round decision, and then the press conference. After the fight, normal press conference when people say, "Let's sit."
Yeah.
Exactly. Adam Booth, David Hay, blood here. Elbows, bottles, whatever, and in just 4 or 5 months, he's fighting for £1 million for no title fight in a cage, split it, like separated.
Yeah,
that was the proper marketing.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing was that David Hay became his manager afterwards.
Yeah. When David Hay became his manager, though, or got on board, we saw a change in physique in Chisora. He's always been a big man, but he looked like he'd trained for the fights. Whereas before, you think well, you'll know come and fight for it, is his engine going to be there? His engine, since David A came on board, ever since then has been on point against Oleksandr Usyk. A lot of people are saying Derek Chisora gave Oleksandr a better fight, a tougher fight than Anthony Joshua. You believe that?
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. I tell you why. We can justify Oleksandr Usyk for him coming in a bad physical condition, not the condition, stamina, but his elbows. He had some injuries that were not cured properly.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't feel really comfortable. But not to underestimate Derek. He made a great performance with all those inventions like switching the stance, making the double jab from a southpaw stance. That was an unexpected stuff, and we understood that he was preparing this especially for Usyk, and the fight was so close, and sometimes you couldn't imagine that it could be that close.
Yeah.
So the score was like 115 to 113, which is like almost one round.
2 round each way,
Exactly. So it means that Derek knows how to box. Derek knows how to fight.
Yeah. When you look at Tyson Fury, I saw some comments on one of the documentaries. I think it might have been one that Dev did, and or somebody, and he goes, Oleksandr, he's offered like something like 65 million and didn't want to fight. Any truth in that? Because
that's a strange thing, but it's normal to hear strange things from Tyson Fury, who's been retiring for the last 6 months, 5 or 6 times, coming back 6 or 7 times. When we read his plans to fight Anthony Joshua next, Usyk next, then retiring again, then fighting Joe Joyce or Dubois, it's a random thought generator machine. Like he's producing, I respect him. No, I'm not like it's not like disrespect. But it's funny. He's a funny personality. He's coming to the social media, entertaining people.
Yeah.
Like allowing people hear what they want to hear. Someone want to hear him fighting Joe Joyce. Okay, here you are, satisfied. Who? Dubois, satisfied. Usyk, satisfied. So he wants to satisfy everyone. But at the end of the day, this is a biggest match of his career. This is the biggest match of heavyweight probably in the history. There were never ever 4 belt era undisputed heavyweight champion. So this is a history in the making. This is all for glory, all for heritage, legacy. You can't justify yourself with a reason like I don't want to fight Usyk because he's a middleweight.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful for Tyson Fury.
How confident are you that this fight happens next, providing Tyson gets through? You're obviously here, we believe him. Someone told me Oleksandr will be here for fight night. So how confident are you that this happens next, providing Tyson gets through? And what happens if Derek wins? Will the offer still be there? Have you thought about that?
So if Derek wins, this is the plan B. But normally most people expect Fury to win. And if he wins, we have everything on board. We have Queensberry, we have K2, we have Usyk team, we have Usyk himself. We have our Saudi partners ready and willing to stage the fight. So there's only one personality pending, a tall gypsy man. So we need to get his consent. If he's not afraid to lose his title, if he's not afraid to face Usyk, if he's not afraid just to be a man and to step into the ring with a more skilled and more experienced fighter than he is, then we have a big fight. Mm-hmm. He can win. This is boxing. He's taller, he's stronger, he's whatever, but he shouldn't be afraid of Usyk. That's what we want him to be like.
I've heard some comments before. Do you think he's afraid of Usyk? I've seen Eddie Hearn mention that he doesn't want to fight Oleksandr Usyk. Eddie Hearn has said Tyson Fury does not want to fight Oleksandr Usyk many a time before. But what do you think? Do you think he's avoided him before?
Yes, I think he's avoiding him before. It's not. Again, it's not a disrespectful comment. Yeah, I mean it's a matter of fact. Last year he had a chance to fight for the Undisputed. Dillian White agreed to step aside. Anthony Joshua, who had the immediate rematch clause with Usyk, agreed to step aside. Our partners in Middle East agreed to stage this fight. So, and there was only one thing that was pending. It's Tyson's consent to take it.
Yeah.
And he didn't give it. That's a problem.
So last year everything was done. Only he had to accept, and he chose not to.
He didn't. And commenting those figures on 65 million, and he dropped off. This is bullshit. Usyk is the only reason why this fight was shifted from December to the further, because the initial fight with Anthony Joshua was scheduled for July 21st.
Yeah.
And our plan was, when we were binding with the organization in Saudi to stage 2 fights until the end of 2022, it was with the condition that the first fight takes place no later than July 21st.
Yeah.
So it was shifted for 1 month, and we had to shift the next fight for 1 month because Usyk has the plan for recovery and then coming back to training.
Yeah.
So, and if we shift it for 1 month, we end up in January, which is not really best month for staging.
Not to sell a boxing fight.
Exactly. So that's why we moved it for February. So there's no conspiracy behind it. It's very simple. It's very transparent. And Usyk never said a single word that he wants to avoid this fight. But we heard a lot of stuff from Tyson trying to escape from it.
Okay, well, I think we've finally got the whole story here from your point of view. So, Alex, look, appreciate you talking to Boxing Social. Hopefully we can catch up after this fight, speak to Oleksandr, see what he thinks about the whole situation, and we'll hopefully catch up again. Appreciate it.
I want to draw your attention to one more fight on the undercard with Denis Berinchik. Because this man is really worth your attention. I'm talking to the boxing fans of the UK. He was the part of the Olympic team of 2012, the dream team with Lomachenko, with Gvozdyk, with Krassyuk, with Usyk. He ended up with the silver medal, and now he has the chance to introduce himself to the best fans in the world. With a tough opponent. I can't even call him
fighter,
opponent.
Mender.
It's a tough opposition, a really decent fighter. Though he's 37, he's well experienced. We're gonna see. That's probably the most intriguing fight of the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see the intrigue.
What do you think happens though? Because Mendy's very tricky. I know you mentioned his age, but tricky fighter. What do you expect to happen, Berinchik?
I expect Berinchik to perform his best skills. If you see his movements, it's the same like Usyk or Loma does. He's cutting the angles. He knows how to. And the best thing about Berinchik is his heart. His heart is much bigger than his body.
So we can expect fireworks on Saturday night. Look, everybody, I think we need to tune in.
I want to draw attention first of all to this fight, because there's going to be a huge, spectacular battle.
Well, look, we look forward to seeing it. Alex, I appreciate your time. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.